So, we're here again. I know I was supposed to do Arceus today, but I really just feel like playing more Magma Level 3 today. Also, apparently, just a few hours ago, a new update dropped in, so that's a thing. Anyways, I believe we had 3 levels left in this tier, so might as well go ahead and get started on that front. We just need to get all the way there again. Don't remember if you were here last time. Okay, no, you were. Making the freaking popcorn explode, I remember that. And Poo-Poo stepping on my keyboard. Amazing. Lazy's not eating it. No, instead he's eating cardboard. Right, so... Okay, yeah, we completed entry 25. So we're up to 24. Luminous Tower Ascend by 128 up. Score 72.80. 61, 66, 79, 78, 80. And we've got 1 element, 3 tokens. Pressing the wrong button because distracted by Bird.
Capcom doesn't actually present.
Hi, IceTwister.
Hey, how you doing?
Ooh. Interesting aesthetic with these.
Okay, this is a thing.
We are getting into the good shit now, so...
Yep. Your plush looks very familiar right now.
That W tank is not worth my trouble.
Yeah, it looks like a problem. So who are you right now?
I am Carrot Man.
Okay. But
okay.
Why?
It's one of the costumes you can unlock, so...
Okay.
Ok, Poupou, s'il te plaît, là. That burp I
what
tells
would you
ya.
Poo Poo, what would you give this level out of 100?
He left, so...
Okay, so that's going to negatively impact the score then, I think.
Surprised I avoided that.
You know, I think for just the clarity of how different the best level is from the worst level, after you get done playing the best level, you should probably revisit the worst level.
Oh god, no.
Oh, okay. Damn,
I am not
right.
revisiting X6 meme. Oh god, no.
Well, I had to try.
Like, all the judge were like, this level is not disqualified by a bit, but if there's any level you should skip, it's probably this one. So yeah, that gives you an idea.
We played this level, so you didn't have to play this level.
Ok, Béa. Team de Poupou.
We played The Witness, so you don't have to.
And he's back and being a disturbance again. Oui, Poupou, t'es cute, mais là, s'il te plaît.
S'il te plaît, Poo Poo.
Poupou!
Poo Poo.
Oh boy, these things are invincible. That sounds like I'm not going to bother, and we're just gonna magnet beam over that shit.
10 out of 10.
Poupou! Arrête de monter sur mon clavier!
What he said.
He's climbing my keyboard! Stop it!
Well, it may be like a Ouija board message. You might want to pay attention.
Poopoo. I didn't even notice what was the weakness. I think it's this. Poopoo!
Oh my god.
S'il te plaît! I think I might have to go put him to sleep immediately. This continues.
You get an achievement if this level is beaten by a bird.
If only.
Alright.
Okay. Right, I see the next token coming up. Of course, we gotta deal with Semiremis.
That's just a fancy word for change of spikes, huh?
Yeah, that's just what they're called.
It's like going to a Zelda game and just saying, why can't you just call them bats? They're not keys.
It's like the joke of AVGN when he sees the rocks, and because of the silly enemies of all the silly name of all the other enemies, he's like, "Hey, Geiger Councilman." Oh no, it's
Geiger
just
Councilman.
a rock.
Geiger Councilman. I must have missed that one. I don't remember that.
It's oh god, what episode was that? It's an old one for sure, but
Yeah. I watched a couple here and there recently, but I haven't watched like the most memorable ones in a long time.
That looks like a bit of a mess.
This is basically everything in the level rolled into one.
Okay, well, I did take damage, but otherwise it wasn't too bad.
Oh, and you just sped through that to not get hit. Good job.
Lots of fast Semiramis here. Jesus Christ, this thing.
Seeing this kind of like one of my core memories of a video game when I was a kid was the first time I saw a chain chomp, and that thing scared the crap out of me.
That's unfortuitous.
Yeah. And
Actually,
it was probably only because it had a base.
Aha!
This doesn't have a base. Nice job.
thank you, break dash invincibility.
If only it was breakdance invisibility.
Yeah, okay, I've got everything now. Ah,
That was
a little
good.
bit too fast there.
Just a bit outside.
Okay, how does this work? First of all, everyone fucks off. Okay, I think I see it. There we go.
Okay. Ooh, the timing on this is...
Ah, dang it.
You made it to the end. Here's some fireworks. And if the timer rated at 6, you'd be really messed up.
Ah, jeez.
Oh, some days you gotta get rid of that bomb.
Fuck it. Fine. It always feels like a waste of an E-Tang, but whatever.
Well, how many you think? Oh, you got 8. You're fine. You're coming in the home stretch. You might have to start using them.
I mean, I've been using them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what do we get? Oh, Airman. Includes a battery-powered fan. Does not include bandages for inevitable fan-related cuts.
Oh my god. I love Man.
Do you mind reading Mick and Flashman while no one else is here?
Yeah, sure. I got you covered, dude.
Alright, so let's start with Mick.
Alright, I'm a pineapple. Gotta admit, I really like this music. It has just the right energy to get me pumped up without going overboard, and it adds a fair amount of fun to the place. Luminous Tower Ascent is exactly very luminous, that's true, but it very much feels like a tower given the mostly constant vertical ascent. All things considered, it's a pretty decent climb. You were kind of going left and right all over the place there.
That's true.
The enemy set is a little dull, if only due to feeling generic. Waltriots and Canopellers work well, although only Waltriot ends up actually interesting. Regular old Mets can sometimes help, but Cannon Joe isn't very useful thanks to his fire threshold barring a few instances. The gimmick end is a bit more effective if still lacking in a theme, using springs in conjunction with Snaplar and Tachyon to get some decent scenarios. You got that reference. Unfortunately, while the overall difficulty curve is solid, the super speed Snaplars are an absolute pain to deal with. I usually resort to Tornado Blow with them. I think you did that, didn't you?
I did. Well,
yeah. Okay.
I used the equivalent anyways.
Yeah, all right. You're the mastermind behind a 61 out of 100 score. Getting around them is a bit pinch more hassle than it's worth. In general, the level design is decent, but without any kind of significant theme, it can struggle to be very memorable. The only parts that stick out to me are the awesome music, the super speed obstacle courses, and the boss fights. Otherwise, this wasn't very memorable to me, and it wasn't as entertaining as it could have been. Speaking of bosses, the first laser tower is an effective mid-boss, simple to fight, but unique enough to be enjoyable. I was a little disappointed when the boss was just an angrier laser tower, but then faded when it started fighting. Yeah, I kinda agree. Between the attack variety and 2 weak points, the red laser tower is a respectable example of a boss with multiple health bars. It is things on a high note. We need more angry laser towers in our life.
Alright, Shinryu. By and large, this is a pretty decent level. I wouldn't say it's to the point where it's completely non-distinct, though, since there's a fair amount of things there that make it stand out in some form or another. Also, hi poo-poo. Starting off, everything is structured pretty well. Enemies and gimmick get good introductions, and the difficulty curve adjusts appropriately from there. It's clear there was a lot of thought put into the room layouts here, as just trying to rush through these will punish you more often than not. I'll also commend this stage as being one of the only times I've ever seen Kanajo, an enemy I've always deemed as being kinda pointless fodder, used in an actually threatening way. That being said, the way in which he is used also ties into an overarching staple of this stage I have mixed feeling about. The most notable thing about the level design here is the the precision involved with a lot of the room layouts. And I mostly noticed this whenever the swinging maze got involved, as quite a few setups involving them and the surrounding enemies makes things feel very cramped. Combined with what little room you typically have to maneuver, it ended up feeling like there were some situations where I felt it was better to just take a hit and abuse iframes to get by. This didn't happen for every room, but it still gave me the impression that some of them could stand to be a bit less cluttered. That's also probably why I enjoyed the ending stretch leading up to the boss so much, as that section gives you more leeway when it comes to avoiding things when compared to some of the other segments, and it still managed to maintain a good challenge that the last section before the boss should have too. Then we have the boss, or rather, bosses. The mini-boss I found to be pretty decent and straightforward. Not much can really be said for him since his attacks are all kinda standard and have good telegraphs. I'll definitely take something like that for a mini-boss over something overly complex though. Thankfully the end boss, which is an upgraded version of said mini-boss, doesn't push things too far either. It also doesn't manage to feel like a complete retread of the previous fight, given it has a good amount of variation in its attack to keep things interesting. Overall, while I think most of the difficulty here came from a few overly cramped rooms, I still left this stage with a pretty good impression. Alright, Bachi, ascend with an ascending energy.
Vinegar.
I quite like this run. The premise is simple run and gun platforming fun, and that's enough to create a solid experience. It even has a really catchy music to go along with it. What more can you ask for? It also managed to make Kanajo somewhat relevant as actual threatening enemies, by making it so you need to get in close in order to get a line of sight. Therefore, you need to watch out for the stage hazards as you try to tackle them. The swinging hammers are excellent components to go along with the platforming challenges, especially when the stage starts changing up their speed later on. It really tests the player's sense of rhythm to go along with platforming timing. The bosses are also interesting. There are stationary targets where the threat lies in the form of their projectiles, which is great for keeping players on their toes for the dodging maneuver. Very fun and engaging. Flashman.
I'm Flashman. I think you meant to call this normally illuminated building meander. The level's sense of identity would benefit from beefier aesthetic and gameplay theming, but the raw creativity of the challenges totally makes up for it. All I want out of the level are some fresh ideas used in interesting ways and design choices that don't aggravate me, and this level delivers. Flip platform swinging around to the other side of the wall, Snappler shielding other enemies and acting as a jumping hazard along the ceiling, tachyons paired with springs and ladders and deviously clever setups? Yes please. Challenges are genuinely fair and paced well, giving the player an appropriate amount of time to plan and react to everything. Power-ups and checkpoints are where they need to be. Special weapons are helpful without wrecking a challenge. A clear effort was made to reduce backtracking after collecting a token. That said, there's room for polish. Visual clutter, odd gaps in the architecture, often distracts from the purpose of the challenge at hand. Enemy and gimmick introductions could be more careful and instructive. The level feels a hair too long, partially because the complexity stays relatively constant, though the difficulty increases. Repurposing a mini-boss as a boss is fine if handled a certain way, but here it's slightly anticlimactic, despite both fights being very professional and fun. More angry laser towers. I appreciate the attention to detail in the graphics. Building is appearing further away as you descend the tower. The subtlety and excellent sprite work of the boss and mini-boss. Another color to represent the background building lights would have been preferable though. Orange is too easily mistaken for foreground. However, the overall color scheme works pretty well, and there's a good balance between the indoor, skyline, and starscape segments to maintain visual interest. I hope you keep making levels. I'm curious to see what else you have in store. Now let's do a barrel roll.
Yeah, I think actually 128 Up has participated in all 3 Magmammal. I don't remember if he participated in 48 Hours, but I think he did. Hey
Okay.
Spark, I like this. It's simple, but the stage design is solid. Good stage length, good checkpointing, token rewards. Oh, also I just noticed Hey Spark has the mouth open.
Uh-oh.
Tokens reward the player for paying attention, always a plus. It's just good stuff. The Mega Man 6 flip platforms especially get some really good use here. And despite the rather safe and generic enemy set, they got good use here. It doesn't fall into the trap of not putting thought into placement. Enemies have a clear idea what they're designed to do, and they do it. And with laser focus on gimmicks and enemies, it continues to iterate on the stage mechanics and feels super cohesive. And graphically, it looks rather nice, doesn't it? The 2 bosses are a net positive to the level. The mid-boss is very, very simple, but does its job. And the rather more complex shot patterns of the end boss are rather challenging. The fight ultimately feels rewarding to defeat. It's rare to see an end boss iterate on an earlier encounter in Mega Man, but this stage pulls it off, as despite the obvious similarities, they feel like very different fights. Not sure the end boss quite justifies its 2 health bars, but at the same time, I can't say it really drags its feet, which is good. I must also give props to the rather great attack Tails boss both have. I did find the stage does just rack up the damage to the player over time, and I'm of the opinion certain challenges ask a bit much of the player to avoid, especially when the Mega Man 5 swinging maces get involved, but there's not too many instances of this. It's never egregious, since just tight timing leads to untimely damage rather than an untimely death. Some of the backtracking and retreading in familiar ground, if you go for the tokens, is also just that bit of extra annoyance. Some slight modification to level layout could have smoothed this over. And while the stage does look nice, ultimately the theming is really generic, and that is to the stage's detriment. It is but a good Geomet City level, but it's still a Geomet City level. And those are a dime a dozen, even within the main series. I think the team will endure how memorable it really is going forward, because when I came back to review it, I had quite forgotten the stage's existence, which is a shame as I really liked the stage. The stage was actually quite alright, honestly.
It was pretty good. I think it was like a the most 7.5 stage. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I think we could. Oh, I did not realize you could stand on these. But yeah, this stage was certainly a welcome encounter. I'll give it that.
Oh, hello, VVVVVV.
Yeah, that's a thing. I just remembered something. I need to go back to the main hub, because I realized actually one of the parallel weapons I can actually get. We have actually beaten Thermal Man. That was from that Thermal Tundra level, which was like tier 3 or 4. So yeah, we've done that a while ago.
That was 3 years ago at this point, right?
So this replaces Thunder Beam.
Oh. Oh yeah, that does. That's
Oh, this wasn't changed. So I finished installing the AC in this cave.
Oh hell yeah.
Emerald blasts launch out big blasts of extreme temperature, big enough to hit below your buster's range. Poupou, qu'est-ce que je t'ai dit de monter sur mon clavier? Okay, I'm finishing this and then I'm putting him to sleep.
Oh god, we're doing this now.
Doesn't matter if you hit the enemies in front with the cold or above and below with heat, they're getting hurt. They can insulate themselves with shield though, letting the heat and cold pass through them. Poo-poo!
Oh my god.
Ah, goodness.
Poo Poo, do you want to read Flashman 85 next time?
Extreme temperatures can be a big shock to the system, and those octopus batteries or Susies or whatever, they don't like shocks. Blast them with my weapon to tear them apart.
So
Something
how often
very
do
satisfying. This.
Oh yeah. I just
Poupou! Lâche mon clavier!
Having played some Mega Man 1 today, yeah, killing multiple of those is fun.
Poupou! Delinquent little burb. Delinquent little burb. Stop it.
Or don't stop.
Oh, right, I got a capsule. Oh, hey, Shade Man. Perfect Halloween decoration. Even comes with a mischievous, loving voice box.
Uh-oh.
Alright. I will be right back. There's a little delinquent bird that needs to go to sleep now.
Alright.
Alright. Well, in that case, Roost, as long as you didn't get it from Indianapolis, we're fine. Anyways, oh. Unspent token for... Okay! Yeah, I briefly read the changelog for the new version, and I'm so glad this is a thing now. To mention how many unspent token you have.
Yeah, I don't
So it'll be less of a guessing game.
So the next time I get a bird in Pokemon, I'm either gonna have to name it Poo Poo or Delinquent Bird now.
Well, Poo Poo will fit. Delinquent Bird probably won't. Okay.
I will have to smash that thing in like a license plate.
Now then, I am here because I may have imported a few custom costumes. I did actually import Mega Man Sprite game. Unfortunately, it's incomplete because it's the direct import from Magmamol 2. There is no specific one made for Magmamol 3. Not yet, anyways. But yeah, I've got a few of these.
Iceman!
Now I've also got X.
Of course.
Why not? We'll be Nazumi, man.
Alright.
Unfortunately, I did not see Pumpman either, which is unfortunate. So someone would have to make it.
I am not going to destroy my voice to do that. Do that voice. No way.
Okay. Let's go ahead and finish that tier now.
Alright. How many more you got in there?
I think 2 or 3.
Okay.
I know we still have the boss, and I kind of include him in the 2 or 3.
All right, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh. What did I miss?
Pretty interesting level, actually.
Oh, change of plans, Pan?
Yeah, I just felt like doing more of this. Oh, hey, who are you? Man.
Man,
Starting my career by starring in Mania parody and Pastiche film. I've changed my tune. Now my favorite kind of movies to be in are desolate, deeply reflective art house films. I think I fit right in with that vibe, don't you think? I don't know about that.
This guy looks like he should...
Pause!
Pause!
It's freaking Rush! That's amazing.
He, Man looks like he should be voiced by Joe Swanson.
Okay, Dark Castle by Caped Luigi's Yoshi. Oh god, I hope it's not that Dark Castle. Score 73. 62, 64, 81, 82, 76. Wow, again, Mick and Shinryu are lower than everyone else. 1 element, 4 tokens. Okay.
You will only find hate here at Mick and Ralph's.
Okay, not the Dark Castle I was expecting.
I
We've got
was
Kirby.
thinking that Dark Castle.
I'd say, what is this?
We might be ripping off Home Alone.
Oh, go to hell, no.
And attack things with rocks.
Oh, we're getting Kirby'd.
Yep, we are sure are getting Kirby.
This music sounds like Kirby, too.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, look at this. That's awesome. That
The
looks cool.
weapons are actually the representation of your weapons in this game. That's amazing.
That's awesome. Oh.
Okay, we've got Tornado Blow and Water Shield.
Oh shit!
Magnetic Shockwave.
Magnetic Shockwave!
Hi, Gordos. And we be underwater.
And then the cannon too. Oh, at least I tried it.
Makes sense. Okay, we've got a bit of a puzzle for this.
The music note. Or not, I guess. Hey, nice. Oh, who the hell are you?
Kind of a reskin Kirby boss, honestly. Alright, I
Jeez.
forgot, when you look up it does cheese.
He thinks
And he does a
cheese.
bit of a pirouette if you do down.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh. Oh boy, Spark Chaser.
Yep. Look out.
You know what? This is a much better Kirby level than that other one. So far. We've got auto-scrolling.
You gotta move.
Okay, there's gonna be a left path somewhere.
Oh. Oh, there you go. Nice. Oh, there you go.
That's one way to do it.
You just gotta do the same here. Nice.
Yeah, fish.
Well,
Yeah, at least I think the block stays undone, so this is not that big of a deal.
yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
looking to get.
Scroll.
Oh my.
Oh,
Hello, Waddle
hell, dude?
Deuce. Oh!
oh, poor thing.
I feel kind of bad now.
He's like curses. He's like, you knocked me off, man. Ah, okay.
This is fine.
Not like you have enough bolts or anything.
I wonder if this is actually from like Kirby's Dream Land 2, because I've never finished that game.
Nice.
Hello, Cyclops Wispy Wood. Hello, Devil Wispy Wood. Oh no.
It's devil with.
I just noticed he had no iframes. A bit too late, but oh well.
Hmm. Oh.
Okay.
Time for an intermission dance.
Okay, Brunto Burst, you need to get out of here. Why do I feel like we're going through the same thing but in reverse all of a sudden?
Oh.
Okay, yeah, the Spark Chaser one will be a problem. Why did I do that?
Whoops! Too much sliding.
Thankfully, there was a checkpoint here, and it's not that long to go back. Not quite what I meant to do. I meant to do this. Yeah. Okay, what's the deal here? Okay, that was good. That was pretty good. I saw that block going down. I was like, oh, wait, are they doing this? Yes. Yes, they are. Yeah, just to see. Yeah, this brings us back here. Okay, there's two paths. What's over here? I probably need to hit that, actually. I don't know why yet, but I probably need to hit it. So apparently, freaking bots are showing up in chat. That's unfortunate. And this was why, okay. Number 3. I really like this song. And again, I don't know if it's actually from Kirby, but it sounds like it would be. Maybe Constantine would know something about this.
Okay.
Alright, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Alright,
Loud and
yeah.
clear.
Modem died for a bit. So how's the level been?
Oh, it's really nice, honestly.
Sure.
Alright.
And I'm still wondering if this is an actual song from Kirby, is the thing. Okay. Bye. Okay, so I want to go that way. Okay, I get it. So whatever weapon they're using down there, that's the one you want to use to open up the next area.
Oh, they're just show-offs. Okay.
Okay, so this should be Spark Chaser, so in this case, Treasure Tracker. their shield. Might be Trident.
Actually,
No, that is Break Dash. What?
that's exactly what this is called. Dark Castle from Kirby's Dream Land 2.
Ah, so it is from Kirby's Dream Land 2.
Okay. One of them I haven't played.
I think that's also the secret rooms from Kirby's Dream Land 2. Oh, hey,
Oh,
Gooey.
hey, Goopy.
Hello.
Hi, good job there. The credit stuff. Did you find the secret? I sure didn't.
Secret.
Not sure which secret we're talking about.
Secret.
Ah, the legend. I love the Kirby cannons.
Alright. Oh, DDD. Oh,
GG's.
Oh boy, DDD capsule, huh?
uh-huh.
Doing some Kirby's Adventure Nightmare stuff.
Universe.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Now it's time to get serious.
Now it's just that boss. Now it's just that boss inside the windfish.
Oh,
Oh, that's neat.
reminds me of fucking Mega Man 7 there.
I mean, fuck that. That's terrible, but that's also neat.
Oh, jeez. Oh, lightning.
Lightning bolt. Lightning
Oh, just out of reach. Oh shit.
That's a good pattern.
Oh. Ah, one more shot. Got it. Nice. D. DDD.
Can I
Tough.
talk to you?
Ah,
No, but I
Do you
can
want
think about
cheese?
cheese.
Hey, DDD, what do you think about cheese?
Alright, I forgot. Custom sprite you can actually make so they have custom music for the endings of stages. Which,
sweet.
that was just the stage end from Nezumi Man itself. Oh, okay, how should we divide this? I'm gonna make old Pirate Pachi, and we can keep as it was earlier.
alright.
I'll be a pineapple.
Okay, so Mick.
Do we want to be pineapple into the sea?
You can only find pineapples at Mick and Ralph's. I would like to apologize to any Let's Players going through this game, unfortunately. I'm not sure how we can avoid a copyright claim on this one. I want my money. At any rate, this is a cute Kirby level, and it captures the design of its source quite nicely. It has a fun selection of enemies, my personal favorites being the Buckasets and the Waddle Dee Walkers. I missed out a lot, I guess, when my power went out. And it has some entertaining gimmick sections, particularly the Wind Room and the Auto Scrolls. Also really like the Rainbow Drop token. That was a nostalgia trip for me, having played Kirby's Dream Land 2 myself, and the puzzle was very fair. Unfortunately, Kirby level design doesn't quite work for Mega Man. The Mega Man series strives to challenge players, teach them how to tame the wolves before throwing them into the wolf's den. In Kirby's case, you're still taught how to make things work, but you're never really thrown to the fire until you start going beyond the regular final boss. As a result, this level design doesn't seem to go anywhere with its gimmicks, so they definitely aren't forgotten either. For other problems, the swarms of buckasets, the first interior room and the first big interior after Wispy, damn I miss Wispy, work great with Kirby's mobility, but Mega Man doesn't compare, so these sections are a mess. Ending things off, the two bosses are pretty great. Wispy Devil is my favorite of the two. He's an excellent hybrid between the tree and Cyclops, making an entertaining enemy that I wish had a little more HP. DDD Capsule is fun though, and I appreciate how the second phase amps up his attacks. However, he has the typical Capsule problems, spending way too much time out of the player's reach. Yeah, he's not the Dark Lightning, he's not as bad as in the first phase, but the Dark Lightning is non-threatening, lengthy, and he's out of reach when he uses it, meaning a ton of vexing hang time. It's still not a bad fight, but it can be a bit tedious for its weapons.
Shinryu. Presentation-wise, I think this is a pretty solid level. Admittedly, I have pretty limited experience with the Kirby series itself, but I was still able to pick up on and recognize most of the details and references here. As for the actual stage itself, I found it to be the kind of a mixed bag. The main issue I found here is that, similar to some Kirby games, at least the one that I've played, there's very little in the way of challenge here. Well, it's Kirby. Granted, it's not always like that, as there's still a number of rooms that you need to pay attention to what's going on. The second room just after the mini-boss is a good example, since all of the weapon-copying enemies are positioned in a way that can easily punish you if you don't react and move accordingly. For every room like that one, however, there's several more that don't pose much of a threat. One example being the room with a group of Spark Chaser copying enemies lined up below you, who you can easily ignore by continually sliding to the right. The progression in this stage bounces back and forth between situations like that, which ultimately made for a pretty middling experience. This unfortunately extends to the bosses as well. The mini-boss has a nice design and an ID behind him with the devil-esque attack, but he goes down too fast to be enjoyable, which I guess is par for the course for Wispy Woods. I still would have liked to have seen more of him beyond a single cycle of attacks. Yeah, as I found out way too late, he has no iframe, so I could have just busted her in very quickly. As for Triple D, I found his fight to be pretty fun at first. He mostly avoids the usual Wily Capsule syndromes and actually stays within a decent range of your Buster shot. At least until the second phase hits. Once that happens, it's basically a coin toss as to whether or not he'll be at a level where you can hit him. I think he also could have stood to have a little more attack variety in this phase, since I found myself getting bored with the fight towards the end. He only really seems to have 3 attacks, with the only remotely threatening one being the 4 projectiles he sent out that had the typical Wily Capsule as delay and homing on them. Overall, however, I wouldn't really call this a bad stage. Like I said, the presentation and IDs present here are on point, and some of the rooms can actually be fun to traverse through when they make you pay attention. It's just that a good portion of them are filled with threatening enemy placement, and the bosses are a bit too easy. While I think those issues definitely hold the stage back, I don't think it would take that much effort to fix it up into a more engaging stage. It's got a lot of potential, and I'd love to see a more refined version of it. Bachi! Scale the evil pillar! Oh, bye.
That's you, Opie.
Sorry about that. Heal the evil pillar. A cute and nice Kirby's Dream Land 2 crossover level. Coincidentally, this isn't the only entry where the Dark Castle music plays. Neat touch with the night enemies attacking based on the contest weapons. Could do with maybe a slight health reduction though. They're quite plentiful showing up throughout the stage. Not really a fan of the room where it's a bunch of them at once while you have to quickly run to avoid the falling blocks.
Yeah, I think I know which room she's talking about.
I found a weird quirk with the disappearing blocks where its fade timer seems to keep ticking down even when time is supposed to be stopped. For example, from life pickups. Cyborg Wispy Woods is kind of a weird concept. It serves as a cool mini-boss regardless. Dark Matter DDD spends an annoying amount of time out of reach with that laser attack he likes to spam. Otherwise, the boss is fine for being a capsule-style boss. I like that Galactica Knight secret. That was a good subversion to the Combust Man joke, where you can clearly see the block above him slowly inching down to crush him. not understanding what GUI means by super secret was Galactica Knight as super secret.
There's still typos even after an update. Okay.
But then it shows you the right weapon sequence in order to get to the GUI room with token in the first place. Confused.
How
Flash
dare you
Man.
get the words that I can't understand? Alright. Alright. Pardon me, but I believe you're looking for the Make a Good Kirby level contest, which is right down the hall. This is the third door to your left. Don't go into the ticket room. From the aesthetics to the layout to the gameplay, absolutely everything about this level feels exactly right for Kirby. Top marks for atmosphere. Well, okay, I'm unhappy with how the weapon blocks are painfully obvious instead of loosely disguised as foreground. See Kirby Adventure. Tokens are practically given away. Functionality, most everything is neat. No, functionally, most everything is neat and tidy. Long load times and a couple enemy mini-boss quirks are the only shortcomings. There's an inherent novelty to dropping Mega Man into someone else's game, but there's also an art to determine which elements will make an effective crossover, like Bayonetta. These challenges arcs will make good use of wind, crumbling blocks, Gordo, and other Kirby staples that have analogs in the Mega Man world. Occasionally, though less frequently and less promptly than I'd like, ideas from the two franchises are merged to create something new. Bucaset, Wispy Devil, and DDD are especially effective. At the same time, Bucaset is a troublemaker. I love all the different weapon variants. I don't like how they're arranged. The easiest encounters are at the end of the level. The messiest ones are at the beginning when the player is trying to learn each variant's pattern, and the most deliberately crafted ones are too easily overcome by standing in place and mashing the fire button, a problem shared by some non-Bucaset challenges too. Miscellaneous thoughts. The level could have been just one section shorter, the final puzzle challenge is nicely tricky, checkpoints and power-ups are just right, the Meta Knight secret is fun. I was hoping for a good Mega Man level, I got a good Kirby level, and that understands enough about aesthetics, design creativity, and functionality to do pretty well in a Mega Man contest.
And Ace Part. This is a very competent, charming, and enjoyable level. Let down slightly by the lack of any real difficulty. Again, Kirby level. It is nice to see a level take full advantage of the theming and not do an half-baked job of it. Graphically, the stage was very well drawn, animated and assembled. However, the level being mostly monochrome and the background tiles being so messy was quite distracting on the eyes. This made certain assets such as a spike blend in and became very repetitive quickly. The repetitive nature applies to other areas of the level. The enemies using your weapons was a neat idea and gave the stage cohesion, but their overuse made the player feel like they had worn out their welcome by the end. The rest of the enemy set was nice. Simple, got the job done, though never pushed hard enough. The whole effect of this level felt very tame, as the level never got any harder from the start to end, barring a couple of sequences. The level was a little on the long side, and had it gone any longer, it would have started to drag. The level really suffers from a lack of difficulty progression, again Kirby. The puzzle tower was a really neat idea. Admittedly, I didn't get to experience it for myself blind. But during the proxy play, Lorna and I were worried all 8 weapons would be expected. The Wispy Devil is a really competent devil fight, plus it dies quickly. Always a positive with devils. The DDD capsule looked cool, was well animated, but it was just as easy as the level. The lightning attack was simply a waste of players' time, being so easy to avoid. Although appeared to get quite a bit of criticism, this is still a really good level to both watch and play, and when I got to experience it for myself, I ended up really enjoying what was there in the level. I just wish it was a bit more challenging. Again, Kirby level. I know I keep saying that, but it's Kirby. Kirby is known to be kind of easy. Just saying. Unless you're playing extra game. But anyways, yeah, this level was charming as frick. I really enjoyed it. And the one time I died, it was clearly my fault, so I'm okay with that. That Meta Knight fight was amazing. AKA him getting crushed. The amount of action flicks on this player makes me sick to my stomach. If people realize how much waste is created in pursuit of spectacle, tons of trash cars, buildings and robots, all for a few seconds of adrenaline in the dark room, popcorn is acceptable, however. I will give her it as that.
The boss is next, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, we are at the boss. Your turn to eat boss by Rigor. Recombining signatures.
Okay.
Theater.
Oh, the screen is I entered the wrong room. I don't know. What if I'm caught without a ticket?
Oh no.
Maybe there's a janitor over there can give me directions.
Yeah, janitor. I don't think so.
I must come, Mega Man. Show is just about to start.
Oh.
Death Man. Even managed to avoid the adverts. Death Man? No. No. Not you of all robots. With some food or drink from the concession stand ease you. Say that like I haven't already had the fast food serving Grim Reaper try to kill me. Please, do not compare me to that rage-fueled skeleton. I never felt any anger towards the robots I had to hunt down and decommission, only remorse. That was never my true calling. This new quiet life brings me peace. Does it? He's just trying to lower my guard, isn't he? Yes, it does. Whether it's ushering in the moviegoers, sweeping up the dropped popcorn, or silencing anyone who dares make noise during the film. So many loud, obnoxious phones that filled the bite of my sight. Are you trying to calm me down, or are you not?
The screen.
I'm not here to make you watch your life flash before you on the big screen. All I ask from you is to help me fulfill my duty as tier boss, and to accept my compliments. Compliments? I see a lot of myself in you. We both desire to settle down, live outside the spotlight, but are constantly doomed to hunt dangerous robots. So I truly mean it when I say you ought to be in the pictures.
Oh, I guess I'm in a graveyard.
Mega Man, your sentence is dead.
Oh my god, that's the MK font.
Oh shit, yeah, it is. Got that fucking same shit I like to get from Castlevania. Oh hell no.
That's kind of a painful boss.
Yeah, it is. It's got fucking teabagged, man. Oh,
Oh boy.
This is gonna be painful, isn't it? What's his weakness? I think I'm gonna switch to that now. I tried Buster only, it just does not enough damage.
There we go.
This is the weirdest part. With the weakness, it's actually too easy. Meanwhile... Hi, Regal.
Regal again.
What an absolute disgrace. My plans ignored, thrown in the garbage. My reputation ruined. My evil flair disrespected. What to do now? What to do? Oh, the glorious Dr. Regal. You spent so long planning your every move, and now you are at the loss. How detestable. Would be easier if that wily fool's patrol robots were not attacking me at every opportunity. Lucky to have a moment of peace. Evil peace, that is. Yeah, I spoken too soon. Not a guard robot. Certainly wasn't expecting anyone else to be this far on the outskirts of a gauntlet. Hey, Cerberus, man. Well, someone with a gaudy outfit talking to themselves. Ah, you're not one of Dr. Wile's cheap sentries. You're one of the tournament contestants, aren't you? Don't tell me that you're just a straggler from the paparazzi. Far from it, in fact. Perhaps you could think of me as a potential sponsor. I quite heavily vibe with your delightfully evil appearance, you know. Ah, what was that for? Your type is far from subtle. I have no sympathy for people like you. I figured it wasn't a coincidence that you were dressed up like a wannabe evil ruler. You heroes and villains have no purpose other than leaving behind fields of waste brought about by your arrogance. Get out my sight. You're a smart one, aren't you? Figures there would be at least one to see through my darkened veil. Since so much interest burning down in your heart, though, I'll put aside our differences and raise the world together. You fancy yourself a manipulator? You're completely ridiculous. Sure that right now, while you stroke your own ego, you're already planning your theatrical moment of betrayal. I don't have time for this nonsense. You won't crawl away that the scum that you are, I'll be off on my own. Goodbye. I'm not done with you yet. You come back. Good boy? Yeah! I think that was the last of those blasted mutts.
Backinton.
Will be the evil genius on a string of detestably terrible bad luck. Ugh, cannot break into the tournament and no one will take my side, and how shall I re-enter the grand stage of villainy? Hi, Element Man. What's that infernal sound? Is that coming from you? I don't understand what he says, but he's clearly not happy. I see what's going on here. Confusion techniques won't work against an evil genius such as myself. Get away from me, you disgusting goblin! I'll let myself be taken hostage by a foul beast like you! Hostage! That's it! I know I'd X-File, ooh! Needed someone as brilliant as I to make this connection like this at the lowest of lows. Thank you, Angry Goblin Man, for providing me with the inspiration I needed. Ta-ta!
Angry Goblin Man. No. Wing ding.
I hope you've been enjoying your time in the spotlight, Mega Man. Advanced darkness like you've never seen shall soon envelop you.
God damn it. We're wingding.
I wish I could understand what he says.
No.
I feel like he's trying to talk to the player right now. But I don't understand what you're talking about.
Me neither.
Because he was facing the camera for a moment. Hi, Proto-Man.
Hi, Proto-Man.
Victor Lalin has been developing something in the hotel's training area. When it opens, you should visit it. Not only will you find it quite useful, but it seems someone has snuck something extra in behind her back. You see a training dummy there? Attack it until it can take no more. Then it will tell you the rest. What I mean by that? There's something you'll have to learn for yourself. Okay, so there is a training dummy, there's just not available yet. My favorite movie? I don't really engage with entertainment. It'd just be a distraction from my work. For research, there are many fascinating nature documentaries, and I'd be happy to recommend some. A Peregrine Bird's Journey, Wolves of Siberia, The Life of an Average Mole. Huh? You're not interested?
No.
Yeah, I'm the backup projector. They call upon me whenever there's some sort of incident. One day, we of course had a power outage on our biggest premiere night for the whole year. About 1,000 people had to watch a movie through a tiny screen I was making. It was dire. Ouch.
Ouch.
Oh, is that all for Tier 13? It sure is.
Alright. Back to the hotel. Hey, wingding.
Still the Magic Casino. I still don't know what you say. Okay. So I might have a status update. Okay, this is getting ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
All vendors up on the plaza level.
Sure, Wiley.
An undead robot just outside the hotel. Okay, so we're up to the last one for the elements. Did you say from the start of the hotel to the bar?
Putting him turning into a friggin' bike.
Oh!
Oh, there you go.
And I know exactly what that costume is.
Rush. You can be Rush.
Doggo! There's a dog on the other side of this window that looks just like me. Ruff, arf, orf. We're keeping this costume.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Look at this. That's amazing. Look at it slide. Or Mega Man.
You know, I think they're finally making a good Mega Man. Holy shit. The hell?
He has a spin, right? Or
He's spinning, he's spinning. Oh my god.
there you go. That's awesome.
We're staying with this.
Just because of the bike.
Yep. This might be a game changer.
You know.
Well,
Or
time
the
for
gym.
Tier 14, the World Gym. Pardon yourself in our world-class gym for the tournament.
Something to get buff.
Not particularly impressed. Your strengths come from the desire to pursue a cause, not from punching cloth over and over. Our tales of the dummies are taking on a life of their own, however. Perhaps they too have desires. I'm guessing that theirs is to some effect of, I want to leave as soon as possible.
Is that Showman? Is that Showman?
Welcome to the world-class gym. This is one of the most cutthroat gauntlets. You find plenty of challengers training here and high-quality simulations to tackle. Just remember to keep it cool and do not break the gym equipment. It's not that hard to repair, but it's kind of annoying.
22.
Okay, 22. Oh, Droopy Hornet is here.
Oh,
Dangan Factory
boy.
by Droopy
Dangan
Hornet and
Factory. Wait a minute.
Savardis. Score
Oh.
73.40. 61, 78, 86, 88, 54. Oof. Ice Park did not like this one, apparently.
It's the
Dangan-
return of Ice
This is
Park.
Danganronpa here.
Oh, please be.
One element, 5 tokens. Let's go. I recognize this song.
I know,
think
me
it's
too.
from X6.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I think it's Rainy Turloid. Or Shieldon. I forget. Yes, it might have said
shield,
barf,
shield,
bark,
shield,
woof.
yeah. The shield.
Yeah, I think it's the Research Institute stage. Well, at least it's not like the actual Sheldon stage. Because if it was, it would have been like 2 screens, then the boss, and the alternate pad being way too fucking long.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
boy.
Oh dear God.
Riding Mega Man it is.
Oh, gee, that was too close. Oh, yeah. Safe.
Oh, I might not want to have...
No, you don't. Careful. Okay.
Whew. Alright. This is a bit uncomfortable.
Come on. Come on, you just win the Nintendo World Championship. Surely you can get to this.
Okay, checkpoint.
Oh.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, now this is a room.
It's an extreme
I
thirst.
kinda see what I have to do.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a puzzle. Fucking hell. Did you mess up? I was thinking thunder.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
Oh,
Hey.
nice.
Yeah.
You still got a shot. There you go. Nice.
A bit of a mess, but whatever, it worked.
Good enough.
This is gonna...
Oh.
Okay.
Going up. Oh. Nice.
Good token grit.
Ugh. Again, bit uncomfortable here.
Yeah, tight.
Ooh.
Into the clouds.
I hope there's no traps. Oh boy, the song is not looping properly.
Ah. He deduct points for that.
Oh wait. Is the
Or is
song
that
not gonna
supposed to
restart?
happen?
Maybe that was supposed to happen.
I think so. Yeah, because this is
That's
totally
okay, yeah.
different.
Yeah, it changes it.
Okay. Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's just open that.
Oh shit. Oh. Oh.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Nice. difficult. Oh, jeez. Oh,
So uncomfortable.
as freaking tight corridors. Oh shit! Well, nothing you can do there.
I'm gonna have to go down there, aren't I?
Hmm. Oh, well, there you
Okay,
go.
that explains that.
Your reward for going down.
I feel like because of the way this was placed, actually, you could be up here, send a spark chaser through the wall, and it would break the things, but that might just be me as well. Yeah, just tank the damage and go.
Yep.
I don't know if these are.
Oh, beep beep. Oh.
Good iframes, boss.
Oh,
mm,
Mike.
no Mega Man.
Oh my god.
God Lord, man.
Which bike is worse, that one or the two Shivas in Final Fantasy 13?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you can't even pick between a Final Fantasy 13 and...
Honestly, I probably prefer that bike just because.
Oh,
Oh, boy!
no, my head.
No. Music
Oh,
is fading out again.
Oh, beep beep. Okay.
Hello, you want this? Is that all those Mega Man helmets in the background?
Could be.
It's all of his deaths.
Oh, I did get all the tokens. Yeah, and there's Dengen, man. A reminder that one of the creators of this stage, Jupyornet, was actually a judge in Magmammal 2.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, overall, a pretty nice stage. A bit of a stressful thing, but
Oh,
overall
yeah.
nice. Count Bum Lord teaches you to count. 5, 4, 3. Quickly. Come on, we don't have time for.
Oh.
For make a good 24-hour Mega Man level. Duplicate.
Oh.
Alright,
All
so
right.
let's see the Josh commentary for Dengen Factory. With Mick.
Alright. With Mick. There was no Monokuma, 3 out of 10. Next one. Okay. They say first impressions are one of the most important things for communication, and Dengen Factory makes an excellent first impression. It also makes an excellent mid-level impression, with one of the best signals that, yes, the gloves are off. This makes good use of his assets. The challenges created with girders and conveyor belts are quite fun, and there's some interesting setups with the ballad missiles, like the club token. Yeah. At the same time, our Machine Gun Joe makes a decent obstacle when it's not a required kill, and Susie is an effective slowdown opponent. That said, there's no real theme to these enemies or gimmicks, which hurts the level's memorability outside of dim aesthetics. And since it feels generic, a lot of these challenges run together, becoming an indistinct blob of bullets and platforms. I generally forgot that the bomb flyer shows up in the second half, which is a shame as he's the most thematic opponent they have here. But the real flaw, the only time I really noticed the difficulty curve was the halfway aesthetic transition. Otherwise, sheer amount of spike disguises a lot of the difficulty variety, which hurts both the level's curve and memorability. That's not to say there isn't one. Quite the contrary. Earlier sections threaten you with more just screw up and you lose your platform, whereas later sections actually just try to skewer you. Plus, the spike amount is never truly unfair for the player. That said, a level cannot become deadly if it already starts deadly, which contributes to a level design that feels indistinct on its own. Beyond that, while the opening and midpoint are all around excellent, the ending is a bit of a letdown. There's no real climax before we reach the boss, a stark contrast with the impressive spike elevator halfway through the level. Instead, the gameplay just sort of ends as we fall in this hallway full of broken down dangans. And for all the build-up he gets...
okay, that's what it was.
Yeah. And for all the build-up he gets, ending the level on just a Dangan man feels like a huge waste. I'm glad he's here, but the big corpse pile leading up to him being an excellent setup for disappointment. Maybe he was the one Dangan man to rule them all.
Could be, maybe that was the idea. Who knows? We'd have to ask Droopy on it.
Yep.
Or Savord. This is a very solid level altogether. It doesn't do anything too flashy, save for its aesthetics. Visually, it's absolutely wonderful, and easily a contender for one of the best looking stages in the whole contest. The actual stage design isn't anything too complex, but it does manage to stand out on its own thanks to good usage of gimmicks and enemy synergy. Of course, there were a few parts here and there where I felt the enemies didn't mesh all that well with the room layouts. You can very easily run past some of the Bicky bombs and the machine gun Joes early on. This does become less and less of an issue as the stage goes on though. The overall difficulty progression seems to be pretty even, save for probably the one segment that I didn't like that much, the elevator. There's not a whole lot of leeway for squeezing into some of the final gaps in the spikes there, but thankfully there is a checkpoint directly afterwards to help mitigate this a bit. As for all that aside, there's one final issue with this level regarding its ending. Normally, I don't bunch the use of Death Gift boss against the level, but this one is a special case. The ominous build-up before the boss door made me think I was about to face something big, only to be met with vanilla Dangan Man instead. You can't just tease me with such well-crafted spooky build-up and give me something mundane. Maybe they ran out of time, I don't know. Ultimately, despite the one major fumble at the end, I did end up enjoying my time with this level. Real nice job on this one. Bachi, Factory over the Sunset!
Factory over the Sunset. What a beautiful stage. The aesthetics, the dynamic changes, the atmospheres that are all accidentally crafted. SMB-like platforms are a simple gimmick, but the stage really squeezed it to its full potential, working together well with the missiles, conveyor belts, and even spikes. The difficulty is just right, and the platform throughout felt nice and fair. The challenge rooms with the tokens are all short and sweet, making creative use of the stage's gimmicks. Bonus points for placing them next to the checkpoints, so it's easy to retry them again.
Agreed, props for that.
It looks like most assets used here are from the base engine as well. So well done, I'm relying only on unmodified stuff. The only real downside I could think of is that the music is a bit unnerving sounding to me, although it's probably intentional. Also find it quite amusing with the fact that the hallway before the boss gives off such an eerie vibe, thanks to the silence and ominous backdrop, only to be subverted completely by that goofy design of Dangan Man. That one gave me a good laugh.
I guess Bachi thought it was a joke. Interesting. Flashman.
Alright, I'm the return of Flashman. This might be the most positive review yet. Alright. This is how you do level design. Thoughtfully, deliberately. Pick a theme and stick with it. Show the player something new, then test them on it. Gradually ramp up the difficulty and complexity. Make every object count. Anticipate where the player will need a break, a power-up, a chance to reset the room. Leverage the aesthetic and challenge progression to tell a story without saying a word. The layout is intuitive, and I appreciate how the one token path loops back to the main path without skipping any screens. The learning curve is incredibly smooth with a series of smaller challenge arcs driven by section-specific enemies, expertly layered over top of one long challenge arc with the moving platforms. This makes for a satisfying, well-paced experience that renders the screen count irrelevant. The level never feels too long.
No, I agree. That was less than 10 minutes.
Yeah. Familiar setups. Susie blocking hallways, Joe's guarding ladders, dodging spikes on an elevator, intermingle with rather innovative ones. Hurry off this line of platforms, watch your aim or you'll destroy the floor. I'm particularly partial to the missile puzzle with the invincible blocks. Technical complaints are minor. Invincible blocks are inconsistently affected by gravity, and the elevator shaft has some wonky invisible collection at the bottom. Overbearing pitch bends in the Mega Man Soccer cover, and a jarringly unappealing boss theme take away from a soundscape that is otherwise masterful, especially when it comes to the use of silence. Gorgeous graphics and memorable set pieces get my hopes up for a couple surprises that never arrive. There are no secrets hidden in the clouds. Oh. And the awesomely ominous junkyard at the end culminates in regular old dang it, man. Fine, but disappointing. Even if a few creative and aesthetic elements keep me from being more than modestly blown away, I respect the heck out of this level. More like this, please. And now for the opposite opinion.
Wait, so that second track? I know the first track was Shield Sheldon, but that second track was a cover from Mega Man Soccer of all things?
Mega Man Soccer?
I would have never thought it would have been from that. Jesus Christ. Alright, IceSpark, what do you have to say? This level really takes too long to get going. The first half offers little in the way of originality, challenge, and fails to engage the player at all. The enemy selection does not help. Joe's just waste player time when used like this, and the other enemies were not much better. The explosive platforms almost felt like an afterthought, and the whole thing felt really easy. The club token and the room before it are the first signs of life in the player and the level and almost catch the player off guard. The lift segment was neat, though the spikes blended in a bit much, and the transition into the clouds was surprising. The second half of the level hit and it suddenly got quite a bit better. Suddenly, the vertical platform use become challenging, and the use of explosive platforms more intelligent. The enemies stopped being time waster and it felt like there was a bit of flow for the first time. The atmosphere in this segment is much stronger than the first half, although ending on Dangman Man after such a strong build-up was a bit underwhelming. Despite being really generic, the aesthetics were always strong here, and I've always had a soft spot for Mega Man Soccer and X6 music. So that was Mega Man Soccer music. Jeez, I need to find out what track that was supposed to be. My thoughts on this level, I really enjoyed it. It might have been a little bit on the lengthy side, but honestly, it was pretty good. Props for this level, Droopy Hornet. Hi, Shield Attacker. No slacking out fear on my part. I'm always on the grind, 24 hours, 7 days a week. I'm straining the alloys in my body so I can crush anyone into dots just by ramming into them.
How's that going for you?
Why are you here? Yeah, I've heard that only the best of the best train here, so I've come here to improve my skills. And the tournament contestant that come here fit right in with the legends I've heard. Not just you, but others too. Cerberus Man, Forge Woman, Hunter Woman, and even Element Man. What power! Resto's a loser though. Also, I see the spikes down there. Oh boy, beat 28.
Oh,
okay, at least he did not get disqualified this time. Ruins of a Forbidden Kingdom by beat 28. Score 73.60. 69, nice. 74, 83, 82, 60. Good lord, IceSpark.
So he got disqualified? What happened?
In Magma World 2, his level was Bouncing Castle, and IceSpark could not beat the level.
Oh.
And because of that,
dear.
the level was disqualified.
Well,
that was actually the only one that got disqualified in Magma World 2.
Could everyone else beat the level?
Yeah, they could. That's the thing. Everyone else was able to, not without any difficulties, mind you. But anyways,
I'm about to say,
one element, 4 tokens.
It's a bit weird.
Nice track so far. Oh, hey, it's those birds from Shade, man.
Oh my god, robot gargoyles.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting, honestly. Aha. Okay. Hey, gotcha. Yeah. Hey, don't laugh at me, you jerk.
No up and I was gonna say no up and downs, huh?
I could have just done that.
And just let him fall, yeah.
Oh boy, okay.
There you go.
I like the music and the aesthetics of this level so far. At least it's not bouncing constantly. It's good to know that something was learned from Magmammal 2. Don't make your players sick. Okay. No, I can't actually do that shit. Alright. Okay, that's a weird transition. Oh!
Oh, the
Whoa.
shadow. The doors.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, the doors. Or the, it's like the plug man. Yep.
Door.
Oh, shit. Plug man laser.
Dang it.
Oh, shit.
This is a weird mid-boss. Ah! Ah, God. Jesus Christ.
Okay, this is something.
Wow.
There's just not enough vulnerability here. Guess I just had to strategically destroy this thing. Just didn't feel like drinking all my E-things for this. Oh, Jesus Christ, these platforms. Okay. Could be worse. Could be way worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can go through these platforms, okay. That wasn't really clear. Ah, god damn it. Whee! Yeah, no. I didn't mention it. I'm not a big fan of the dual end platforms, so not even gonna bother with that. Ah, I keep missing on the doors. This time I saw it. Okay. I mean, you needed the utilities to get in here in the first place, so... Okay, will any of these two paths be bad? I'm going left. As it turns out, both are bad. I hated this shit in Drollman stage. I don't like it here either.
Fucking hell.
Hey, Mega Man, guess what time it is? Yeah, no. Shit. This is a fake out. And just know. Or
maybe not.
Or
Oh,
it is.
Oh
Yeah, hi,
shit.
quick man. I can't believe my trap actually worked. You fell for that so easily. Now, Mega Man, here comes the part where I swiftly destroy you once and for all. Hi.
Your real fight.
Hi, Mr. Realistic Dragon. Getting a bit too close for
shit.
comfort here. Yeah, fine.
Oh fuck. That's unfortunate.
Alright, weapon time. Too much health. Too much health. Now the question is, can I hit you from anywhere with Laser Trident?
Nope. That was hard to fucking hit. I like how it's like fucking 2.5 compared to your fucking Cars in the Buskin, which is 2.
Man!
Just fucking die already!
That boss was a little bit too much, though. Dupe.
The twist is
Oh,
away, so I'm gonna have to read this.
We've got a few conflicting choices here. Let's see what
Sorry,
Mick has to say first of all.
I didn't realize I was muted, my bad.
Yeah, aw.
Alright. First off, nice. Well, certainly the right vibe for a ruined kingdom. The skyline's foreboding, the castle is gray and lifeless, and the whole place is infested with bats, crows, and undead legions. Well, they're all robots, but you get my point. My main aesthetic issue was with Quickman. He was such a stark contrast from everything else here that took me out of the experience. And I felt like there were better ways to execute that jump scare. As for the level, this was surprisingly quaint. The enemy selection is good and simple, keeping things interesting without going overboard. Props go out to Skullmit and Dokram, both of them, both who did more than I'm used to seeing from them. And I also like Shadow Mega Man and the bats, although the former's Telegraph could use a little animation. The destructible blocks are both appropriate and effective, with more variety than expected. Some fun points go to dunking Skeleton Joe for standing on them. That gave me a chuckle. As far as the pendulums, I appreciate that they were used without a massive horde of spikes involved. It was a very different experience from Jewel Man. Sadly, while the design is solid, the level's aesthetic works against it. This is primarily because everything is gray, including the fake platforms at you want to say that one?
Caron? I'm not sure either.
The Cairns are standing on the destructible blocks. that is havoc for readability, and so is that word. The level already has gray bricks and gray pillars for solid platforms. Having the destructible blocks as just smaller gray pillars was not wise. I'm thankful the enemies and pendulums have some color. The alternative would not only make the level less readable, but it would make things insufferably dull to look at. Yeah, you complained about that pretty hard there at one point.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the bosses are not dull fights. Devil's Tower attack variety is excellent, and the fight is straightforward and fun, if a little annoying to land hits against. Yep, exactly again. The giant dragon is awesome climax after that awkward cutscene. Yeah, it's a tense encounter with fun attacks and a great battlefield, and it's really satisfying to kill. It does get a smidge too dicey in the second phase, considering the scrolling semi-randomized battlefield. Turning everything up to 11 may not have been the best decision. Still, it's a fun fight and a satisfying ending. It helps that not everything in there is gray. 10 out of 10 with gray again.
Shinryu. Easily one of the best castle team stage I've played across this contest. Sure, it has its share of problems, but the positives highly outweigh the negatives with this one. The level design is really solid here, as nearly every section is backed by proper introductions and a reasonably difficult curve. Reasonable difficulty curve. Along with some pretty good gimmick usage. While I wouldn't say it does anything groundbreaking with the destructible blocks and jewel swings, the challenges surrounding them are still perfectly fine, for the most part. The only time where it gets to be too much is the third token room. Doing it the intended way by jumping across the jewel swings is easily the most precise and difficult part of the stage, to the point where I honestly think it's not worth doing without using the magnet beam, which I did. Thankfully, none of the other rooms are anywhere near as demanding and are generally both well structured and enjoyable to traverse. However, while the level design itself is quite good, I feel this stage is lacking somewhat in the visual department. The details of the tiles and background details aren't bad per se, but the color palette definitely could have been more varied. The outside background and parallax effects do help make things stand out a bit more, but it doesn't really change the fact that a large portion of this level is saturated in shades of grey. Other than that, my only other major gripe with the stage comes from the end boss. Not necessarily from the boss itself, I think he's actually really well done for the most part, but rather his flame breath. Due to the way the room moves, it sometimes feels like there's not enough space to avoid this attack, even if you try to bait the flames properly. Those few things aside, I found myself enjoying the fight and the stage as a whole. Very nice work overall. Pachi, beware, Eldritch lurks.
The tile set is pretty amazing. Just a little bit on the grayscale side. Otherwise, the aesthetics are pretty stellar. Pretty neat rooms with the breakable blocks and how you need to work on your way through by going through each layer until the path can drop down. Like the use of the enemies, like the little skull guys and skeleton Joes here, which are normally easy to dispose of, but are made actually somewhat a threat in these layered and the elevation rooms. Tokens are nice challenging rooms. They got a bit scary with the swing platform, one of the close ceiling spikes. The Devil Tower mini-boss is a neat concept, just a little bit drawn out due to how they have a very small vulnerability window for each of the eyes.
Yeah, kinda knows that one.
Nice one with the boss fake out. Double fake out, in fact. That was funny. Though, if you have a keen eye on the autosave station, you can kinda catch that something is wrong. Neat little finale boss with the dragon at the end, although a bit rough with the health exchange on some part. 2 health bars is a bit excessive as the player is constantly on the threat of insta-death.
Yeah, which happened. Unfortunately.
The fireball attacks can be almost unavoidable if you don't have much room to work with, and that's the most damaging move. The dragon can also fire it twice once he reaches half health.
Yeah. That flame attack, man, it's kind of a thing. Flashman.
Flashman! When I think of this level, the first thought I think of is of the boss fight. It's an awesome and well-programmed set piece that's worth the extra health bar, and the surprise twist leading into the fight is one of the most memorable moments in this contest. The rest of the level strives for a similarly cinematic feel. Gorgeous backgrounds, intricate foregrounds, I'm a sucker for efficient architecture with artistic negative space, cool gargoyles, nice boss foreshadowing, and energetically spooky music create an excellent atmosphere. Bats, crows, shadow clones, skull-themed enemies, swinging platforms, and destructible blocks combine with and add to the sense of location. The nifty mini-boss is a perfect guardian for this kind of place. Some parts of the gameplay uphold that standard of excellence. Large swaths of the learning curve are very smooth. The swinging platform introduction is particularly superb. Enemy placement is thoroughly on point, leveraging the architecture and gimmicks for maximum effect. I'm especially pleased with how Docron, Skeleton Joe, Bravo, and a few specific bats are used. The rooms where you destroy the floor to proceed make me very happy, as do the safeguards against getting stuck anywhere. Other parts of the gameplay fall short. The level expects the player to be a master of precision jumps. I'm thinking of the first stretch with bottomless pits in the side room with the third token. Yeah, those difficult areas become inconsequential with special weapons. But without weapons, it feels like the checkpoints are intimidatingly far apart. A little more warm-up to the notion of don't destroy every block would have been helpful too. My remaining critiques are fairly minor things, mistaking background pillars for foreground because of their color, glitching the mini-boss with break dash, not finding even one secret behind a gargoyle, facing Quickman when Skull, Shade, Block, and Gargoyle Man would have been a more thematic fit, etc. But oh, the good parts are great!
And a spark. Unfortunately, for this particular level, it turns out to be as lifeless as the name implies. While aesthetically well constructed with a few graphical flares, decisions such as making almost the entire level monochrome meant that the aesthetic fails to hook in. The entire level seemed to blend together in a single grey mess. The first half does not seem to do anything noteworthy, effectively being just corridors of enemies. The destructible blocks are not interesting enough to use by themselves. The one interesting pattern, where you are digging downwards, was a neat idea, but you see this same challenge repeated in succession. The second half does introduce the Jewelman swings to mix things up.
I am the singing telegram.
A few places, they did not seem to be used very effectively. Some of these challenges are taken whole from Jewelman. I enjoyed the club token room and could see you try start putting your gimmicks together in the final rooms, but this simply did not lead to any particular scenario of interest. I feel like this level would have been a lot stronger if you had introduced and used everything from the start, which would have allowed you to build up more interesting concepts later in the level with combining your gimmicks. The mid-boss was simple, but I quite liked it. It only offered a good variety and clearly defined attacks. The lack of invulnerability counteracts how long it is not possible to hit this boss. Honestly, I just wish there was a way to actually know which one is going to attack on a specific turnaround, but that seemed like complete RNG, and I don't know how much I agree with that statement. I did find the boss cutscene amusing. You definitely got me. Not a real fan of the dragon itself though. He had a bit too much health for just how little threat he offered. Many of the attacks seemed almost effortless to dodge. Big exception to this was the fireball attack, which was occasionally impossible to avoid due to the platform below you desyncing with the boss's attack. If you were going to have two phases, he should have been both more threatening in the second phase and being granted new attacks rather than just doubling up the fireball attack and also speeding up the crescent attack and whatever else. This level was a bit on the long side, and as the judges mentioned, it's very gray.
Yeah.
There were some interesting parts for sure. I can kinda see why it's up here, And at the same time, I'm like, I don't know.
If it was on the last tier, I think it would have made more sense.
Possibly, yeah. Hi, Forge Woman. Before people used to work out, they used to work. A lot of truth to that saying, Chuck. Staying fit is obviously important, and if you need a place like this, ain't my place to judge. Personally, I'd rather live a life that keeps me fit and that pays some proxy subscription. Then again, I work doing what I love. To some, that's an even bigger privilege than wealth.
Does she forge checks?
Don't think so. I
Damn.
must admit, the challenges here have been besting even me, the mighty Hairman. I thought entering the tournament would be easy pickings, but it would seem that even I, the once unbeatable Robot Master, am falling behind. How could it have come to this? We installed these ladder workout machine here since they're so efficient on burning calories. And to assure we got a money's worth, we made using them necessary to get around. Our visitors will burn calories. This is a threat. Okay, next level, Cable Woman by Ratty, number 20th. We're getting through this, slowly but surely. Score 73.80, 78, 77, 70, 76, 68. This one had a more balanced score.
That's about the most balanced I think I've seen yet.
1 element, 5 tokens. Let's go. Oh my god, it's a gimmick from Mega Man DOS. Are you fucking serious?
You gotta love it.
Do I have to love it?
Oh, that's unfortunate. I kinda want it.
One of those.
Somehow I got through that without getting hit. I'll take it.
Up.
And already the way to the second token. Up here is probably where I need to go. Yeah, I figured as much. It was the harder choice.
Alright guys, I'm gonna get off of here for a while. I'll holler at y'all later.
Alright. Wait, was that a Cyclops mat? Ah. Good choice going this way. Alright, I can only check between levels how many unspent tokens I've got. Okay. Oh, that's what these meds do. Oh, I got my refill. But you're too overused, he said. I wanna code my own boss, he said. Screw him, it was supposed to be my stage. That's true, I do believe it was Voltman that had these power lines in the DOS games. Considering you're faster, that's probably where the token is. Okay, forced utility use. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum. Oh boy. Stomper. I believe this level was called Cable Woman.
Yes.
Oh. She takes double damage from the Buster.
Well, dude.
And yeah, she is invincible when she's up there. She's honestly not too bad. She's pretty learnable. Yeah, this was a neat stage.
Nicely done.
Just the perfect length. It wasn't too long. And that's with 5 tokens somehow. Very nice.
Right.
Okay, let me just see the scores again. This is creativity. Huh. At least most of the judge had fun. Mick.
There's something about the theming here that's subtly impressive. First glance, this just seems like the standard electric fare. However, the level is genuinely built to be a cable stage instead of just electricity. The core gimmicks focus primarily on electric cables, and both Yafu and Yambo fit really well considering how high up power lines usually are. Just really solid props on the theming and aesthetic here. The only real issue is how badly the outside graphics and the inside graphics clash. The fading screen transitions do a lot to unmask this. To mask this. That's forgotten close to the end, and boy howdy did I notice the clash then. The level itself is a fine experience. The electric gimmicks handle it excellently, creating a reasonable challenge that isn't too crazy. Yafu isn't used as often, but the pinch of wind physics is an excellent spice in the midst of all the cables. As for enemies, Yambo is an excellent companion to the power lines. Likewise with Biribari and Idor House map Lars and the new lightning meds are used, especially with Split Path. Particularly interesting point. The one-eyed design on the meds remind me of the Watchers, which is pretty cool. It's not all perfect. The aforementioned watchers are pretty much a non-entity, and Biri can be dull without power lines to back him up. But as a whole, well built. If I had to name a big issue, it would probably be the level's difficulty. This plays well. Don't get me wrong, I find it simple enough that it doesn't excite me that much. Doesn't mean that it's a bad level. Nah, the level design is overall solid. Evil Woman herself is playing a great fight. Props for taking extra damage considering her iframes. And it's ultimately more than just an electric stage. If the only big issue I can find is that it's too easy to interest one who's been doing this for a while, then I'd say this has done well. Also, I have no sympathy for Voltman. He's got enough spotlight back in university.
Shinryu. This was a level that kinda struck a strange chord for me the first time I played it. It has its faults, sure, but there's a lot more to like than there is to dislike with this one. Aside from the overall solid presentation and aesthetic, one of my favorite things about this stage is the main gimmick. The electrified wires are a simple but effective hazard. They're more than enough to keep the player engaged with what's going on, and they play off the other enemies very well, especially the Yambos at the beginning and end of the level. That said, for as good as the enemy placement is, like the aforementioned Yambo along with the new Met variant, a few of the other ones feel a bit underutilized. Yafus and Watchers don't show up that much outside of a few specific rooms, which I feel is a missed opportunity. What could have easily been paired with the electrified wires, so it's a little sad to not see that capitalized on. If anything, that's probably my biggest complaint with this stage. It leaves me wanting more, not because it's a bad level, but because it has the making of a great level. It just held back ever so slightly due to underutilized enemies and a surprisingly short runtime. All that isn't to say that what's here isn't good. Far from it. In fact, especially since the stage ends on a pretty high note with Cable Woman herself. Cable Woman's fight is relatively straightforward, though still ends up being pretty engaging thanks to how she can mix up what attacks she can do once she lands on the ground. That one particular attack of her where she zaps you with her helmet cable feels like it does a bit too much damage. Well, good thing I didn't get hit by that once. But other than that, I really enjoyed her fight. Ultimately, even with its flaws, I still had a good amount of fun with the stage. If it was made a little bit longer and some of the enemies had a better presence, this easily would have been one of my favorites in the whole contest. I do consider it a strong runner-up honorable mention though. Honestly, to me it felt like the perfect length for a regular Capcom level. But that might just be me. Pachi, conducting condition!
Personally, I feel the stage setting is a bit mundane, especially when it comes to being electric themed. But it's a solidly designed stage otherwise. The stage utilizes the electric cable gimmick pretty well in the layouts. Good difficulty throughout, though I feel the stage could have probably gone on a section longer. It is definitely on the shorter side. The PanAnning was kinda underutilized, and maybe it could have used one section design around it. First two tokens are a little cryptic to get into, but they're actually smart that they are placed early in the level, so it's clear to the player that they missed something. Cable Woman is pretty manageable, if not too easy. It's probably fine if she takes 1 damage from the Buster, despite being out of Buster range for some of her attacks.
No, I felt like that was a good idea considering she had iframes. Lots and lots of iframes. Flashman.
Oh hey, a level with forgivable shortcomings with lots of bright spots. I like it when I play one of these. On an individual basis, challenges are fair and appropriately difficult. The outdoor sections are an improvement on Voltman's level and feel authentically Capcom, especially the graphics. Indoor challenges are fine, but a little messy at times. Crowded architecture, distractingly detailed graphics, and just barely too many moving parts. Tokens are placed competently and aren't always satisfying, ergo cheesing the last one with rush coil. The secret bonus room is perfectly hidden. Collectively, there's a good thematic flow to the level, but the screens feel out of order because the complexity and difficulty fluctuate. Consequently, later challenges often served as better introductions to the enemies and gimmicks than the actual introduction. Cable Woman is a good ending to the level. Don't tell Volman I said that. And I appreciate that her movements of invulnerability never caused the fight to drag. All the custom objects look and feel just right, especially like the new Met variety. My only complaint is that the indoor sparks originate the small distance away from the wall, instead of inside the wall, with the sound effect happening very slightly after the spark appears. It's a subtle thing, but it's enough to throw off my timing every time. The level leaves me wanting more. First and foremost, fans combined with sparks. But I won't deny that it's a good Mega Man level.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Hey Spark, I can sum this stage up pretty quickly. It's fine. As harsh as I am about to sound, I had fun, and this is what you'd expect out of a Mega Man stage called Cable Woman. But thinking critically, I was hoping to see something new. It treads way too much familiar around. The stage introduces its gimmick well and was aesthetically pleasing all around. There were hints of things greater than the level offered, such as the fast-moving Smaplor enemy, Mega Man 9 Volt enemies, and minor platforming involving the Yafu, Mega Man 6 fan, but it never capitalized on that. Most of the tokens were fine, but a couple were way too simplistic. Two particular highlights for the stage were the fun metal variant, and I rather liked the final room with the Yambo, Mega Man 3 enemy, which was the only difficult part of the stage. Cable Woman was perfectly serviceable, with easy to dodge attacks and decent enough tells that the fact it's absolutely RNG dependent is absolutely fine. Again, she's fun, but she just falls short. Really, I think the best advice I can give is to really try combining your gimmicks. Use them with more variety and novel setups. This would have allowed Cable Woman to escape what is ultimately a fate of being a decent but fairly forgettable good Mega Man level. This level was neat, honestly. I could have seen this being a legit Capcom level and I'd have been okay with that. Also, no one banned that bot from earlier, what the hell? There we go. So that's resolved. Now, the thing I don't remember actually is let me briefly go back to the hub here.
We haven't seen those guys yet.
Okay. Let me check something. Huh. Okay. I don't remember seeing a level called Checkmate yet, so yeah, we haven't seen that yet. Almost have everything. This should be interesting. Now, the reason why I didn't get the payday is the fact that, yeah, it increased the number of balls you get. It lowers the chance of getting anything else, so yeah, I'm keeping that one for last, and I might just disable it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not really what you want.
I'll get it just to get it, essentially.
Right.
Okay, I think I can push for one more level. Hopefully it's not a long one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, I'm falling asleep. Yeah, workout. Doggo.
Yeah, take that. Yeah, take that. You stupid punching bags. You're nothing to me. Yes, I'm aware that I'm not actually near punching bags right now. I'm psyching myself up for the real deal.
19.
Banshee Woman by Schmitty and Noives.
Noise.
This is a
Actually, I didn't like
Noives.
that one.
Score 74 on the dot. 89, 74, 51, 70, 86. Yeah, Pachi was not a fan apparently. One element,
look at
4
this.
tokens.
That fucking...
I know
Oh
this
god,
song.
it's Castlevania 3. Famicom Castlevania 3. Here we go.
Okay, and we've got custom enemies too. Oh,
Oh,
we've actually got breakable blocks too. Funny enough, when I think about this song, I think more about Circle of the Moon, but that's because I played that way more than Castlevania 3, which I'm not good at.
that's hard but fun.
Oh boy. I wasn't expecting that one. What the hell? Okay. That was a weird one. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, you can't blow away multiple of these with a charge shot. Okay, we've got two of them. Well, the one down there seems closer, and we might actually be able to come back up unless this auto scrolls. So yeah, let's hit this one first. Dang it. At least because one of the tokens is so close to the checkpoint, you can just do that. Get it, then go back. Ah, my God. Wait, what the hell? Oh. God, I did not see that spear there. Sheesh.
Oh.
Okay, not too bad overall. Spear. Wait, what? Very strange. Fuck me. Just really didn't want to use an E-Tang there. Ugh. A little bit of hardship to avoid all this, but... I think that lower path was easier overall, but... yeah. Yeah, so don't stay close to her. I feel like this is learnable. I just had no health getting to it, so... Again, that does reflect.
Nice.
Overall, a pretty nice fight. It does seem to have a lack of attacks, though. Like, there's that initial attack, and then... it just has the freaking sight moving all over while it just wails at you. I still thought that was still pretty nice. Alright, and last reading for tonight from Banshee Woman, which apparently Mick really liked.
Whoa. Okay. 15 out of 15 in the aesthetics here. Because wow, this is really cool looking. Can't think of a serious complaint here. Oh, there. The theming is top notch, the music sounds great, and the graphics are nothing short of beautiful. At
That's a good
most,
point, anyways.
I wish the cracked blocks were a slightly different color, as it would make them easier to see. However, they are still distinct, so this is more of a design knock than anything else. Speaking of design, Banshee Woman's level feels solid. The gimmicks are simple, cracked blocks, flails, and spears aren't what I call inspiring, but the way they're implemented is interesting enough that I still enjoyed it, although the spear hitboxes demand adjustment. The blocks make some interesting puzzles on the upper route, and I found myself really liking the more claustrophobic moments with the maces. Particular props for how the gimmick speed is tuned. Everything's fast enough to be a threat, but not so fast that it can't be parsed. The enemies are where most of the creativity lies. The Spookies are a fun little ghost minion, and they're effective challenges, despite their low health. Not to mention hilarious. The Bone Mets are a cool variant on regular Mets, and I appreciate that they're more than just cannon fodder. The Iron Maidens are really cool, offering the choice between constant dodging or getting caught so you can kill it easily. And I adore how they are introduced. The Cryo is perfect for the atmosphere, which makes it a darn shame that it barely shows up on the already less interesting bottom route. Finally, there is the split path token, which almost requires 2 playthroughs, but it's possible to circumvent that, so it's less annoying than it normally is. And then we get to the boss. Gonna say I was super excited to see Banshee Woman actually had a shout attack. Her entire design is full of attention to detail. Her boss pattern is fun to work around, and she's surprisingly easy to bring down within 2 runs of her pattern. Despite being a flyer, unfortunately, her coding is the level's biggest weakness. If you pause during her fight, there's a significant chance she'll break completely.
Wait,
Additionally, Water Shield can destroy her scythe, which can completely break her AI and leave you hanging. That's really disappointing, because I really enjoyed the fight. For the player's sake, we'll be fixing and adjusting these glitches for release. They're a bit too game-breaking. However, those functionality issues reflect on the score. Still, despite the glitches, this was a fun level, and I liked it a lot. There are still some things to improve, but as a judge, I'm satisfied with what I got. Not my favorite, but I'll be rooting for her all the same.
Yeah, the functionality as other than a spark, everyone gave lower than 10. Alright, Shinryu. Like I said in an earlier review, I have a soft spot for spooky levels. Starting off, the aesthetics here are fantastic. The look of the custom enemies and the stage itself are all on point, fitting with the theme quite nicely. Although I was a little concerned at first when I saw the fog effect, thinking it would have eventually gotten too distracting, or maybe even obscured things later on. Thankfully that wasn't the case here. As for the actual stage design, I think it's really nicely put together. You get the usual introductory setup to the enemies and gimmicks, and from there things steadily ramp up with room layouts that combine both to good effect. Even though the gimmicks themselves are pretty simple, seeing as they're just protruding spikes on a timer and a swimming maze, these still manage to be threatening thanks to the smart placement for both of them and the enemies to back things up. Speaking of enemies, if there's one here I take issues with, it's definitely the skeleton mats. They have a very short window for when they can actually be hit, and their sheer frequency of their shots and the large spread makes them tough to deal with in certain rooms, specifically those on the path to the diamond token, along with the room where the 2 tokens split paths converge. The 2 split paths converge. Blah, 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 blah. It's to the point where it feels like taking a hit is near unavoidable, if not from the skeleton mets himself, and probably from something else around them. Besides that, the only other thing I take issues with here is the split paths, though to a much lesser extent than usual. Specifically, this is due to there being a token in both of them. I've probably mentioned this before by now in a previous review, but I just like the notion of having to redo a portion of a stage just for a single collectible. Thankfully, this isn't really an issue here, as you can either die or retry after grabbing a token on one path, seeing as the checkpoint is at the start of the split path, or you can just collect the one on the lower path and then backtrack to the top route, which is what I did. Finally, we have the boss. Banshee Woman herself is a rather easy fight, as she idly floats around and leaves herself open to hit almost the entire time. Even when she did get hits in, mostly with her scythe, they didn't seem to do enough damage to balance things out. Speaking of her scythe, this is also where the sole functionality issue of the stage comes into play, as it's possible to delete the scythe with water shield and effectively softlock her. All that being said, I still think there's potential for a boss fight. It's just that it was a bit too passive with her not doing much. The rest of the level is still pretty good as well, so overall I like this one a lot. Pachi, Mystery, the Horror!
Somewhat disappointed that it's a very standard horror styled map. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks pretty and atmospheric, but none of that really screams Banshee specifically. Some sound gimmicks would have fit instead of just maces swinging around and floor spikes popping up and down. You can swap out Banshee Woman with something like Slasher Man or Dracu Man or Frankenstein's Man, and the same theme would still fit. The level design is just that, maces and floor spikes and mess. Its setups do vary throughout the stage, but a lot of the time is just spent waiting for things to line up in order to get through. It overall doesn't feel very inspired. I feel like the Iron Maiden enemy should make at least some sounds. It also doesn't trap you inside most of the time, because its hitboxes damages you before it triggers the trap state. The ghost enemy is a fine concept, but it's very annoying to deal with because it's not easily lureable, unlike most airborne pursuing enemies. With how abundant they are, the fun factor definitely tanked from it. The mace and floor spikes are also treated as enemies for some reason, meaning Spark Chaser actually tries to target them instead of the ghost.
Yep,
which is
didn't notice that.
really annoying. The fake blocks also eat up Tornado Blow's hits, so the screen clearing weapon can fail to clear the screen when there are enemies above the said blocks. Aquarius is a good song, but boy does it have a short loop. Doesn't it? It doesn't help that the stage kinda drags on. Could have chosen the Circle of Moons version, which has the extended portion that would have helped make the song less repetitive. Banshee Woman is, well, at least she screams like a banshee, only a cute and 8-bit form. As with most airborne bosses, she has the huge tendency to be out of your range while she freely pummels on you with her sigh. Doesn't help that she's not weak to anything either to help speed things up. Oh yeah, her AI also broke at one time where she was just stuck in the air not doing anything as the scythe just bounced around.
Clashman.
I expect a lot from a level when its first screen is one of the most gorgeous in the contest. Aesthetically, this is everything I want out of a haunted castle. Spooky fog, enemies, and gimmicks that look right at home, creepy details such as piles of skulls on the floor, and an adventurously intense soundtrack that pulls it all together. However, the design and technical polish only partially live up to their expectations. Pacing is an issue. Rushed introductions leave the level with no room to grow after the first checkpoint. The player has seen basically everything the level has to offer, and the difficulty more or less plateaus because the challenge complexity is already at a comfortable limit. Distance between checkpoints is awkward, just right. then suddenly short, then unusually long. Weapon-related playtesting is another issue. Indestructible hazards deflect attacks from some weapons, but appear to take damage from others. Destructible blocks are oddly susceptible to deflected shots, and Rush teleportation beam. Banshee Woman's fight is a slog with the Buster. She just gives up if you block her sight with Water Shield, which ruins the fight and potentially renders it unwinnable. If she's on a reach and you're low on weapon energy. Other issues include slightly unclear directionality, some questionable layout logistics, and skewered powered-up distribution. Importantly, anything that isn't an issue is really good. Challenge components are arranged deftly, and timed well. Slow metal projectiles are professionally tricky, throws are used effectively, and the ball and chain setups are especially satisfying. The fog is almost too bright and prevalent, but I appreciate the light-based visibility challenge that doubles it as atmosphere. The secret rooms are fun to find. I like that the ghosts are inspired by Battle Network. And suddenly shift from the harmless to get away from me. The Iron Maiden is excellent. Well, where there's great attention to detail, the level really shines.
And a spark. Damn, this is a cool stage. There's not a lot to complain about gameplay-wise, and the overall aesthetic and atmosphere in the stage is top-notch. Clearly, a ton of effort went into this. Multiple paths sometimes hurt a level. This isn't the case here. It's just one path leads to a reward and the others don't. It at least doesn't fall to the Mega Man 6 problem and has assets that show up on a side path and never again. It all gets together, and I never really got the impression any given path was weaker than the other in gameplay by foregoing stage elements. The broken bricks that block your entrance could have been rather mean and resemble the rest of the level line styles too much, but they don't. They stand out enough that these paths are granted entrance to the player by simply paying attention, which is good. Speaking of graphics, the only part of the aesthetic that lets it down is ironically due to the programming. Stage elements are often rendered in a sub-pixel manner, leading to rather uncanny looking gimmicks as they move. This is honestly a nitpick, but I did find it as distracting as assets that looks outside the style of the stage they're in. Still, the rest of the graphic works is generous. The parallax, scrolling, and fog give a real depth to the stage, and the pixel work is fantastic. The Battle Network inspired ghosts are adorable. Ah, so that's what they were, okay. Yeah, I forget the name exactly of the enemy, but yeah, they give you invis in the Battle Network, that I remember. Banshee Woman herself is a bit on the easy side. Unlike some bosses, some such as Cyberman from Mega Man Level 2, or the lack of difficulty urge to fight, this isn't so bad. I think her tells are just that good that dodging quickly becomes an afterthought. She's an interesting boss with some interesting attacks, and doesn't outlive her welcome, despite staying out of range for large portions of it. If I had to critique any part of the gameplay, it's that combining metals with swinging maces that also blocks your shot often gets rather annoying, while working in tandem to artificially extend the lifespan of these skull face gets. All critiques aside, this is a fantastic level, up there with the best of them in this contest. Great work! Yeah, this level was kind of amazing, yeah. It's another one of those that I would see in a regular game, possibly. There were a bit of too many shielded mats near those shielded maces, but I feel like that's fine-ish. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, I'm gonna check the other. Oh boy, hey, Squeakman is here. Mark my word, I will break this treadmill, and they will throw me out, and I'll be happy about it.
Mwahaha.
That doesn't really seem like a safe thing to do. Do I look like I care? The thrill of the hunt, baby. Hi, Quickman. Ugh, are you kidding me? Why is Presto here of all people? Well, I guess they are a competitor in the tournament, but look, I just don't want to see their stupid face, okay? Okay, we're not doing it yet, but okay, Propeller Woman in the City of the Clouds by Krish is the next stage we'll be doing.
Krish.
Hi, Bounce Man.
Oh, what?
Sachin,
This music.
you're in the den of thieves, so I give you one warning. You were the eyes of March.
Fucking Dizzy
You
Wario
recruit?
music.
You must be pretty impressive, if all that's true. I'm impressive. Have to be to join the Polung Tang or your credentials. Wait, don't answer that. Just striking down a hideout and finding a way in is the work of a criminal genius. As a spy robot, I was built to have all the functionality of the human ocular system and then some. Except blinking. Most of my eyes money goes towards eye drops. I look like a friendly ear, so I like to tell you a story. Maybe that'll make me feel better. My boyfriend, I mean my ex. One evening he said he had something big coming up. I said I couldn't leave with him. We had a fight. Let's see how that ended. He's not here clearly. He broke the mold. First robotic member of this gang to leave. I miss him, but I'm glad he get out of the life. You be told, planning to ditching this place too. Looking for a new beginning, but I'll need funds. Got a nicer casino membership than you have. Care to buy it? I'd price it at around 500 bulls. Absolutely. That means a lot to me. The membership. We
The gold
finally
member.
get the gold membership.
Nice.
With that, I got enough money for a fresh start. Thanks. I feel better. You can leave now. I'll let enough of the boss, so let's put my own skill to the war. Come on, you mugs. I ain't getting any younger. That muzzle juggler up and left. Thus, you's gotta walk hard to step of the game. In buffing me what guard on the spread and been perfectly hidden. Oh!
Oh,
Oh!
look at that.
Right!
Rock climbing.
Rock climbing. Okay. So I'm guessing this is gonna go until probably stage number 11. Oh, we've got a favorite.
That's pineapple, I believe.
11, another favorite.
Flashman's favorite.
Okay, so yeah, the final tier is the top 10. Gotcha. Makes sense.
So now you have the gold.
Oh, princess no longer here. I guess I'll try at least one Sparrowman's game, or not?
Oh, that door upstairs.
Can I just bite the bullet and do that? I know it's said about spoilers, but...
Well, I would hold off on that, honestly, in my opinion. Because you're already near the end of the game. You should have it as like an extra shit.
Guess we'll have to wait until we finish number 1. Okay, so I'm missing 19 tokens to finish getting this. Alright, you were in King's Army.
Yep. And Mega Man and Beast.
Pretty sucks.
Pretty sucks. Yeah, good grammar there.
Red weirdo with his mouth wide open all the time. Speaks real weird. Eh? A gold member. Wow, that's
Yeah, 50,
oh my god, he says something different now.
Oh.
Metana X. We are very sorry to report that we were unable to deduce what Metana means. Star Force 3. Combust Man. Thankfully does not blow up with the slightest touch. From MML 2. Bowser! Big bad huggable Koopa King. Clown car sold separately. Fireblade reenactment not recommended. From Mario, Super Mario Brothers. Of course. Lantern Man. You don't know Jack if you pass up on this illuminating plushie.
Hardy
From
hard
Mammal 3.
You don't know Jack.
Beamstack Mark II. It's a shame you can't keep duplicates. Imagine how high of a stake of these you could make. From Mammal 3.
A gold member.
Nice wood.
Nice wood, man.
Please read the channel description from Siva Gunner.
Silver Gunner, goddammit. Goddammit, Silver Gunner.
Actually, I can do better than that.
Are you gonna play it, are you? There it is.
Zombie Devil. Anyone wouldn't hug this adorable 100% caught an undead abomination is clearly lacking brains. From Mammal 3. Adult Wish. The leg of this fish is perfect for wrapping around yourself in loving embrace from Mammal 3.
We died with a smile.
Boki Lamira. A young superhero whose claim to fame is copying her enemy's power. Wait, that sounds familiar. This is kinda like Kirby. Copy Kitty. I don't know what that is. How many dupes did I have? impressed,
You had
man.
a lot of.
We're not
you
sure
had a
who
lot of
built this
dupes.
toothpaste Ultimate Master, but we can certainly say it wasn't Dr. Rabbit.
Let me see how many
Level
dupes-
3.
Let me see how many capsules we have. Oh, that was their last
His
one.
Majesty's shortened capsule, uncontrollable weeping.
Yeah, you got a lot.
We're playing Zot now.
Solitaire.
And yeah, that's where we're gonna call it. Before I do, yeah, before the end of this tier, we should have enough tokens to actually get the final item. Okay.
Did you unlock at least new cheats at least, or no? Because you finished off a tier.
I guess I can quickly take a look.
Yeah.
You don't have anything new, right?
Sadly, no. No new fucking monkey sounds.
Nothing in this category.
Oh,
A homing crosser will always be chasing you. You must have a large bounty, huh?
oh boy. Oh, it's like a sniper. It's like so yeah, you cannot stop moving. The crosshair is just following you.
So yeah, now for real, we're done.
Now we're done.
Well, let's see. There's the weapon that's gonna be replacing Break Dash, and I'm guessing the other one is gonna be replacing Ice Wall. I have no idea. But yeah, we're up to the top 18. The good shit is gonna come. Ain't gonna lie, I kind of feel like just doing more Magma Mole 3, but yeah, I probably should get back to what I was doing yesterday.